This is our stories, life with an STD.
Herpes could never. Herpes could never break me, could never again make me feel less of. Herpes can't take my sexy away from me. Herpes does not take my worth away. Herpes does not devalue me. Herpes can never.
Hello, my name is Shayna Singleton, aka the Herpes Goddess, and yes, having me is a big flex. I am the founder of Herpes Can Never Grow, in the largest herpes awareness community of over 300K, because I inspire people to love themselves more. The mission at Herpes Can Never is to be at war with the stigma until our community feels comfortable being open about their status and proud of their sexuality. I'm so happy today to have this beautiful guest. Her name is Aryanna, and she would be a guest here on our STD Our Stories, where we share our stories living with an STD. Welcome, Queen.
Hello.
Tell everyone who you are. What's your name? Your TikTok handle. She has a very large following on TikTok as well. She is over 100K, and she's out here breaking the stigma for the community as well. So,
my name is Aryanna Davis. My TikTok is at Ghetto Goth Shawty, and I'm 20 years old. My story is basically I found out that I had herpes October of 2020, and basically I felt kind of defeated about the situation, and I didn't really know at that point where my life was going to go. I was very down on myself, and I told a lot of people around me more to just spread awareness and to try to educate people about, taking protective measures. And even though you cannot, protect yourself completely from catching herpes, you can get it, just doing pretty much regular daily things like, kissing. You can get it, from hugging somebody, and if they have an outbreak somewhere where you may not know, you can contract it as well. And I was just very adamant of spreading awareness and trying to break the stigma of herpes, because a lot of people do have it and they don't really know, that they have it, or they may not have ever had an outbreak. And I personally don't know if I have had herpes longer and I just had an outbreak at a random time, but it was after I had intercourse with somebody else, and then I got an outbreak. So my kind of outlook on that was like, oh, this person gave it to me. And so for a while I kind of had a hatred towards that person, and I kind of had to, reflect back and like look at myself in a manner of like, okay, well, did I have this, longer? How did I contract this virus? And I didn't really know at first. And I'm at this point where I'm like, it doesn't really matter, but at the same time, I'm still, a little bit angry.
yeah.
I still have like that
Resentment a little bit, and which is completely understandable. I'm going to assume you have HSV-2 generally, correct?
I was diagnosed. They didn't tell me exactly what my diagnosis was, but I know that I have HSV genitally.
Okay.
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you said you had an outbreak, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I completely understand the resentment side of things, because when I found out I had herpes was the day I found out I was pregnant, and immediately I had blamed my child's father, because we were dating at the time. But with knowledge and education, I realized that I can't really blame him anymore. One, because we all know herpes isn't included in your standard STI panel. So I had no idea that was true. So I was assuming I was getting tested for everything. Then every time the doctor would come in and tell me that I was good, I was assuming I was good for everything. I never said, hey, doc, show me my results. Can you explain this to me, to even catch that I wasn't even being tested for herpes? So that within itself, I could have brought herpes to the relationship and not know it. And here I am blaming him.
Right.
Two, herpes is the sleeping virus. It can literally lie dormant in your body for a lifetime, 10, 20, 30, 50 years. So who's to say I didn't have this virus and I got pregnant and that's what woke it up? So that was a large part in my personal healing, when I was learning more about the virus and was able to let go of the resentment that I held for him and stop playing the blame game. It helped me take responsibility and stand in my own power and my own truth and heal from just that relationship altogether, because he's going to be in my life for the rest of my life. So I definitely understand the resentment part of things. You just found out you had herpes last year in October. I found out in 2015. It took me years to get to the point where I'm sitting here on TikTok making this content that makes people extremely uncomfortable to get my point across.
Right.
You are like, just found out, and here we are, July 2021, and you are out here. How is that possible?
I was really alone, and I was really like in a really dark place, and I had just got this platform where people were like watching me, and I was speaking out about just things that were like, not really like going on in my life, but just like funny shit. And then all of a sudden I found this out, and I was just like, damn, well, time to make a joke about it. And at first I thought it was like kind of funny. And then like, the hate, people are always going to have something to say. Oh, you're nasty. Oh, you're this. Oh, you're that. And it's kind of like, for me, I had to say something about it, because I had already told so many people by word of mouth, and I didn't want somebody out here spreading rumors about me, saying that I had something, and I wanted people to hear it directly from me, because the rumor thing, it can get to people, and I'm the type of person where I don't like to hear stuff about me out of other people's mouths. So I was like, okay, well, if you guys are going to say stuff about me, I want there to be hard proof and evidence that, yes, I have this, and I'm not gonna, sit behind a wall or, make myself feel disgusting, because probably a lot of the people that I know I've seen with cold sores, and I, just me having that knowledge before I found out that I had herpes was kind of like, well, I know that is a form of herpes, but I never was, I was very like adamant about, okay, you have herpes on your lips, don't kiss me. But now it's kind of like, I have it too. So I can't really, I used to be very judgmental and very like shameful of people that had cold sores. And I always like, that's a part of like the story that I tell when I tell people that I do have herpes is like, yeah, I used to make fun of people for having cold sores. And I had told my mother at one point when I started to become sexually active, I told her, I was like, I'm going to watch me catch 2 STDs. And then the third one is going to be something that I can't get rid of. And that's when I knew, like, when I found out that I had herpes, I was like, wow, words really do have power because, I wasn't taking myself seriously when I said that. Up until like, I caught herpes and I was like, God damn, like, this fucking speaking shit into existence is so real because you never know. And it comes on, it can come on you at such a random, unexpected time. And I wasn't being smart about my sex life. I was just out, doing whatever. I think in one of your videos, you said you're playing STD roulette or something. And I was like,
with unprotected sex.
Doing. Yeah.
That was me too. Trust me. That's why I know all about it. And that's why I'm here. I'm so happy you mentioned the power of the tongue because I was the type of person too. I was laughing at the bump jokes. I remember being in basic training and a drill sergeant having a cold sore on their lips. And that was like the talk in the bay of how she had herpes on her lips. And fast forward to when you find out you have herpes, that same judgment you place on everyone, the stigma that is felt at the time that you find out you have herpes is being placed by you because no one in the world knows that you have herpes. And yet as an individual, you feel the weight of the stigma because you fear the judgmental person that you are in that moment. Right. And what we do is when we think those things and we speak that narrative into our life, we walk out the door and subconsciously we're looking for everything that proves us right because human beings love to be right. So if we believe in the herpes stigma and we go out into society, we're going to find everything that proves the stigma to be true until we decide ourselves to tell ourselves something different and change our narrative and search for something different. So I'm so happy that you touched in on the power of the tongue. Before we end our little segment together, it was a pleasure. What would you like to say to someone who's just found out they have herpes or who's known they had herpes for years, but they really want to break the stigma in their life? They don't want to be affected by the herpes, the shame that comes along with herpes.
I would say it's your body. There's really nothing anybody can tell you or, there's nothing that anybody can say about you that you don't already know. And so, if you really feel that it's time for you to be unapologetic about, your herpes or, whatever you have, I would say do it with your whole heart. Don't do it because, you feel like, okay, well, I want to do this, but like, if you're having any second thoughts about sharing that you have herpes with the world, don't do it because the backlash that you'll get is going to be a little bit, it's gonna get to you a little bit, but if you are completely ready to help break this stigma, do it because there's a lot of freeness in finding yourself through being unapologetic and just letting people know. And for people that have just found out that they have herpes, it's not the end of the world. It's literally like eczema. That's a skin condition as well. And if you feel some type of way about yourself, it's not easy to come out of, because I still sometimes feel a little bit down on myself. But at the end of the day, it's your body. You only have one. This is who you're gonna be for the rest of your life, so you might as well be proud of everything that comes along with it. You can't get rid of it. It's with you for life. It's like your secret best friend. So I just say go for it. Be unapologetic about your situation to anybody, everybody. Spread awareness. Help people learn from your situation, and yeah.
Well, thank you so much for your transparency. Thank you so much for doing this segment with me and sharing your story. One thing I have to say about coming out public is you will get the backlash, you will get the negative Nancy's, and that's people who go, how dare you love yourself out loud when I can't do that for myself and you have herpes. Misery love company, and that's just what comes with life. But the love that the love and the support you will receive afterwards is double the negativity. You're going to have a lot of women and men that feel seen through your stories. And that is the purpose of this series, because you're changing lives and saving lives that you've never met. And that is a blessing within itself. And herpes is only a human experience. We're all more than this human experience. We're connected to a giant blue ball floating in darkness. Okay. So if you think human life is something, you got something way ahead of you after this human experience. So love yourself, be happy. And if you want to go find her, I'm going to put her handle and her information down in the description box, so you can go give her a follow on TikTok. I'm not sure if you're on Instagram as well.
Yes, I am.
Yes, I'll make sure I grab all that information for you so that everyone else can have it below. Please like, subscribe, share. Your support it's free and it's welcome, and we need it. And I love you. And just remember, herpes could never.
Period.
That part.